Well, folks. It's a dark day in Dodgerland. They went millions of innings without scoring runs until the ninth inning, and then some catcher hardly any of us have heard of strikes out in a feeble at bat to help finish the game off. But hey, folks, there's another game tomorrow. Another opportunity for Michael Conforto to continue to redeem himself. Another chance to maybe we can start that catcher that the guy that got in the fiducia trade. Mike Salas is here. However, he's kind of not here. We're trying to get him here. We worked at it hard, but we have failed. We will try again. Hopefully, man, where is everybody? Come on, let's go.
I know.
Well, I know Clint's going right now. I get it. Whatever. We're not as loved as Clint is, but
Not yet.
Not yet. Clint's a lovey-dovey guy. I'm just seeing if he's still on. Yeah, they just finished, so hopefully they get their butt over here. Here comes Nando. Here we go. Nando getting it started. Dodgers been in Cancun mode since June. Yeah, it's been kind of. You know what? Not quite. July 3rd was the day. That was the last day that they were ahead by 9 games.
Yes.
And what happened that game that I was at? Clayton Kershaw chasing 3,000 Ks. Michael Taylor gets on base, tries to steal third, and kills Max Muncy. Ever since then, the team has not been the same. The team did get a little bit better when Mighty Max was back. Tell you, that guy's a deal. $12 million with a $10 million option for next year. I tweeted right before the show. That's the easiest option you will ever do. Unbelievable. I hope everyone's good. Mike, how you doing, man?
Doing great. Still trying to see if I can get this camera to work. But,
we're fumbling a little bit here, folks.
Behind the scenes.
The good news is, though, well, at least for Mike, he was smart enough to watch the Loons instead of the Dodgers because, well, yeah. And I don't know. Did Kendall George steal any more bases today?
He got his 100th stolen base and got a second one for 101.
Man.
On the season, and he is 3 away from being the second most in the league history.
Awesome.
So he's got to get 105. He's sitting at 101 right now.
See, I'm going to take full credit because I don't know if you remember, about a month ago, I kind of bashed on him.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, he starts getting more walks, getting more hits, has the best month of his pro career. It looks great. Is stealing bases and not getting caught as much, it looks like. That was one of the things that I noticed with him at Rancho. I saw him get caught stealing more than get stolen bases.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's doing better.
Oh, he's doing a lot better. I mean,
he's coachable.
It seems like he's gone to the slap hitting opposite field. Almost every at bat
good
that he goes, he almost slap hits it and hits like a hard grounder that goes up into the air that gives him enough time to get to first base that he can leg it out. So like right now for the month of August, he hit 378, which was a league best with 37 hits. He had a 496 on base percentage.
Yep.
And 34 stolen bases just for that month.
Man.
And he had 13 multi-hit games, and he had his longest streak of a 10-game hitting streak.
I think it'll be interesting to see in the offseason how the experts put him on their lists. It'll, because you just never know.
Yeah.
But I think there'll be some. I think Fangraphs will have him either real high and real low. And then Baseball America will have him somewhere completely different. Same with the other ones. He's an interesting case. But they draft, I think the Dodgers draft him going, oh, maybe there's some power here. And maybe there still is. But, man, just as we see with the Dodgers, get on base sometimes.
Yeah, he doesn't need to hit for power. His whole goal, as a leadoff hitter, in my opinion, especially with his speed,
Mhm.
is base hit, get on base so he can get steal a base. Because usually when he's still second, he's like almost half the time going to third also.
Yeah.
So he's
Eh,
doing a double steal like almost half of the games that he's playing.
yeah. And I don't expect him to come in the major leagues and steal 100 bases. But to have a guy come in and do 50 like, Shohei did last year, pretty flippin' cool.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, you go, "Well, I got that, and then I've got a guy getting on base." Um, just getting the bat to the ball. How many times during this terrible stretch of baseball do you just go, "Gosh, can't you just put the ball in play, except don't hit into a double play?" And hitting Kendall will help with that because he's so fast. We got a question here. I think it's a good one here. Let's see. Do you think Kendall is underrated? That's a great question. That's really a great question. I think we're going to keep talking about that tonight for sure. What do you think, Avery? Do you think he's underrated? I think he's made some improvements, so that's great.
I would
You
say I wouldn't say he's underrated. Um, and
'Cause he's a
some
first round
and
pick.
yeah, in some aspects, I kind of thought that he was a little overhyped.
Yeah.
Especially when he was down in Rancho and when he first came up into the Loons. But like you said, he's listened to a lot of the coaching that they've been giving him. He's paying attention. It looks like he's working a lot more. So his game has greatly improved, and which is great to see. And I think he's fine just where he's at right now.
Yeah, it's good to see. It is good to see. Your co-host, that's you, Mike. You have a better background than Kevin Skinner's kitchen. Of course.
Thanks, Richard.
I guess Clint was at the Quakes game tonight. Good for him.
He was.
Um, Aeronetic, don't be surprised. This team is I still contend they are the most talented team, and if I had to pick any team to win it, despite how really bad they're playing, I think they're the best team in baseball. And I think that's why it's so frustrating to all of us. I don't know.
I would agree with that.
I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, other people are saying the rough patch is not worrisome. I, I think I will admit that I am, despite what I just said, I I'm concerned. The fact that this team can't step up or they can't get everything clicking, they have what 20 some games to get clicking. And it does look like the way they're going, unless they come and sweep the Phillies, they very well are going to be playing that wild card round.
I would agree with that. I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine that they're going to.
Uh-oh, we lost him. Uh-oh, come back. Uh-oh. Let's see. Let me text him real quick. Well, we'll keep going here. He'll be back. See, Aeronetic, you're on fire, man. You're on fire. Despite this horrible stretch, there still isn't a super dominant team in this league this year. Exactly, and the Dodgers can step right into that. It is a rough patch, and this rough patch sucks. I hate it. Let's see. Yeah, second half numbers are interesting. 340, he's doing really well. Dodger Blue 82's in the house. Thank you for coming on board again. Hopefully Mike comes back. Wait, is he? No, not yet. I'm waiting for him. Well, he'll be here. Let's see. Pull me back in. Do I? I must. Let me give him a new invite here. Compose. Wait, maybe he's already here, and not seeing him in. Huh? Here he comes. There we go. Oh, I got a camera. We got a camera.
I got it fixed.
Totally worth it. All right. Well, we had $500 in super chats while you were gone, and
Sweet.
By the way, you know what? We're working together on this thing. I think like super chats. I mean, some of it, goes to probably pay for this restream bill, but the rest, whatever, we start hitting it big. Maybe we'll give some of that away to some good charities or something like that.
Heck yeah.
We'll do something good with that. There's all sorts of kids around the world that could use our help. That's for sure. And by the way, folks, get involved maybe with there's things like did your church do that shoebox thing? You know what
No, we do another one. It's called
Mhm.
a it's like the shoebox.
Yeah.
It's a box
Yeah.
that it's almost like a Japanese box
Mm.
that they give us, and then you take it home and you put your donations in for like a week,
Oh,
and then you turn it in at the following Sunday.
nice.
Hey Noah.
Do some of that. Hey, there we go. Let's see. We got more coming. Let's see. Richard, feel we need a sweep this weekend. The Dodgers got it's kind of like Nuke Lelouch in Bull Durham. And he's shaking off Crash, right? And Crash wants the curveball, and he goes, I want to announce my presence with authority.
Yeah.
So Crash gives him the thing away. It's like the Dodgers do need to announce their presence with authority. It's kind of crazy. Norm says when you have multiple issues, inconsistent offense, bad defense. Yeah, defense is bleh. Bad fundamentals. True. And a leaky bullpen. There's no mythical switch some fans point to. This team is what it is. Too many flaws. Yeah, good thing is there's a lot of teams with flaws, and if somehow they can put it together, they can. But and at the same time, they could be out really quick, and you start gearing up for next year, and you learn a heck of a lot of lessons.
Exactly.
Fundamentally, but I think with just too many position changes, and Mookie's done really well, but it's still an adjustment. Teo and Wright, obviously.
I think I got my years mixed around because I thought last year 2024 was going to be the way that they're playing right now, and
Yeah,
2025 was going to be the year that they won the World Series.
yeah. I remember you talking about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Use the money to buy someone who plays defense or makes consistent contact. No kidding. Hey, Norm. So remember, like a month ago, I was bashing old Kendall George, and see what it did. All my bashing, it wasn't even that bad of bashing, but just not being that high on him. Look how good he is now. So hopefully he becomes one of those guys that you talk about, because I want some of those. I'm hoping that Mr. Haesung Kim can do some of that. You just got to play the guy. I like playing high upside guys. Conforto's, gosh darn it.
His
Just don't know what to say.
his son Kim's just going to need time to play. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been inconsistent. He did get a few hits, when he was doing his rehab stint with OKC.
Yeah.
But I would say the more that he played before he got called up, he was hitting the ball way better.
Mhm.
He looked like a different batter when he came up and did his rehab than when he first started with the team. And
Yeah.
he played for like, what is that? Almost 2 months, a month and a half or whatever. I
Right.
mean, his after they worked on his swing, got rid of that, that leg kick or whatever he was doing.
Mhm.
He could see the ball. He was hitting the ball. He was actually hitting, with power, to where he ended up getting, I think it was 4 home
Right.
runs in the minor leagues, and and he was getting some hard hits, and getting doubles and getting triples. So I think the more that he plays, the better off he's going to be.
Yeah. I totally concur. Did we lose the stream? I'm trying to catch. I'm just looking at stuff.
No,
Oh,
it's all
okay.
good.
Okay. No, I was looking at the YouTube thing was way behind. Like, what the heck? Um, Beating a dead horse here. Player. Let's see. Well, Dave can bench and call it tail. Then why do the same with Conforto? And he only benched Tail for one game. I think that if you're gonna bench someone, sit him for a little bit. But I think with Teo, it's about I think there was some attitude adjustment going on there.
Yeah,
I,
and
and
Conforto sat. I mean, Conforto's
yeah.
been on the bench. He hasn't been playing. You know,
Well, here's the real problem with the Dodgers right here is Dallas losing Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
When so I think when Muncy comes back and we finally DFA Conforto, I think they're going to keep him. Sorry.
I don't
I
think they're ever going to get rid of him. If
and
they're going to get rid of him, they're going to get rid of him in the off season.
yep, they just won't re-sign him. He'll wander off. But hopefully I want him to do well. I want it to be where I go, man, we should re-sign that guy because he was so good for us in September and October. I would love that. I would love to do that.
Well, it's the tale of two different players. I mean, in 2024, we had Teoscar Hernandez, who was playing for a roster spot and for a contract. You
Yeah.
know, Conforto is the 2025 Teoscar Hernandez, but he's not producing anything. He's very spotty. He'll go games where he'll hit like multiple. He'll go a game where he's getting multiple hits, and then all of a sudden he's like not hitting anymore for like the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is really that bad.
Hmm.
It's this little clump that he did put together a nice July in general. He kind of skipped past. He actually had more than a few games where, I think he hit 273 in July,
Hmm.
which saved his butt. Yeah, Conforto is this year's Syndergaard, just a disaster. Yeah, I can't disagree. The Syndergaard thing, though, at least we moved on from him and stopped doing that and got old Ahmed Rosario, who contributed at least a little bit. Syndergaard is done.
Syndergaard's different. I mean, he was a pitcher that was hurt, that was coming off an injury. Conforto wasn't that. I mean, he's coming off of not a great season with
Yeah,
San Francisco, but like I was saying, he had the opportunity. He was signed to a contract to say, prove yourself to the team, and maybe we'll give you the same TO contract, or the same treatment that we gave Teoscar, but he hasn't done that.
right. Yeah, and it's a bummer for him.
Yeah.
Seems like a good guy. I think the team roots for him, and yeah, I just don't know what to see. Um,
I mean, there's more to this team, to their woes of the team right now than Michael Conforto.
oh yeah,
I mean, it's just not him. I mean,
yeah. How'd
the team.
Shohei do today?
I don't
How'd
know. You
Freddie
tell
do?
me. Did he strike out? 4 times again. You know.
It wasn't good. It,
So.
yeah, no, this is a like they say a team effort. Let's see. Shohei 0 for 3, 2 Ks. Mookie 1 for 4. Freeman 0 for 4 with a K. Teo 1 for 4. Conforto 2 for 4. He's back for a
Yeah.
couple Ks. But he had 2 Ks also. Pa has 1 for 4. Kim 0 for 4. Rojas 2 for 4. Got to keep playing that, man. And Dalton was 1 for 3 with a couple Ks. And then, well, and
And that.
Snell just gave it. There was a lot of cheap little hits, but also there was like one thing he gave up 3 hits on 3 pitches,
Hmm.
like, and it was all and it was weird because like, what are you throwing down the middle for like this, dude? Kind of
And
weird.
and actually, Tim, you just answered Normley's question. What has been the worst so far for this season? It's not any one of those three. It's the whole team.
Uh
I
huh.
mean, you just read off the stats of all the batters who that's there. How many total hits did they get today? How many players were left on base? How many players have been left on base all season long? It's
Yeah.
not just the one or two players that's there. Those are contributions from Conforto, Scott, and T.O., but it's the whole team that's really, not doing well.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, and it's always, if you look at it, you could look at just about every game that they've lost to these crappy teams. Not Pittsburgh's really not that crappy. Teams that are not in contention, teams that they should at least be splitting with. It's consistent.
Hmm.
Everyone's sucking,
Yeah,
and so I don't, sometimes you go. I mean, and I'm going to have to put a little bit on Doc here.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I hear people screaming, "Where's the leadership?" And you were again, Doc. You were given a Ferrari and they're driving like a Yugo. No offense to all you Yugo owners, Richard. That's the thing, right? So he's got to wear some of this too.
Yes, I completely agree. In the beginning of the year, I think last year he had his best year as a manager,
Yeah,
able to navigate through all the problems that they went through. The beginning of the year of 2025, he was doing well, and then then injuries started happening and pitchers started dropping again. But we're getting more offensive players that are dropping out. So you think that he would learn from last year on being able to manage the team and navigate and keep the boat afloat, you know, good enough to where players are going to come back. To where last year they didn't have any pitchers that came back. You know,
right.
they were
Right,
stuck
they
with
were dead. Well, I
they were
mean,
stuck with who they had.
yeah, it was like, the talk was just, "How do you navigate this?"
Yeah, and it seems
And
like he
he
hasn't.
did, and he was masterful. I took a little bit of crap tonight because I said Dave Roberts quit on the team. I got a little. It was probably more like he quit. He gave up the game. He did, but then again, he did that last year 3 times in the freaking postseason.
Yes.
Because it's strategic, and just this time with taking rushing out too early, it just didn't work. Because he probably, like most of us, wasn't expecting that he was expecting El Faldo in the 9th inning, and they score 3 runs, and then Ben, what's his name? I can't pronounce it.
Yeah.
Comes up and just looks. Oh man, you and I could have put up an at bat like that. I mean, it was really bad.
Well, I've seen him play a couple times, with OKC, and he's not
Yeah.
very good. I mean, if you think the Dodgers are bad, Oklahoma City is like 10 times worse. I mean, it's crazy the downfall that they've taken in the second half. I mean, you talk about the wheels coming off.
Yeah.
You cannot find a pitcher that can, pitch a full game, let alone, you know, the offense is doing everything that they can, and put up 9, 10 runs, and in the eighth and ninth inning, the closers can't come in and close it out, and they end up losing, by
Mm.
3 games or by 3 runs.
Rortvet. There you go. Rortvet. Thank you so much. When all else fails, rewatch Game 1 of the World Series. Yeah. And we still, no matter what, can't take that stuff away. But I still think the Dodgers have a chance to get things going. Let's just hope they do. But it's going to be a harder path. They're not going to have the home field advantage the whole way through. Let's see. Roberts is like Tom Hagen. He is not a wartime consigliere. Oh
That's a
man,
good one.
that's right. Robert Duvall went Sicilian, man.
Yeah. And that's a true fact. I mean, say they get a wild card spot, you know, is that going to give them more fire to be able to produce? They're not going to get any time off. You
Right.
know, they're just going to keep playing and playing and playing and playing. And if you think they're tired now, what do you think it's going to be like after the NLCS and they go into the NLDS, and they're in a drag out, battle for those two things, and say they make it to the World Series? How are they going to perform there?
Yeah. Rest in peace to Will Smith's legs. They're just gonna have to. They're just gonna have to figure this out. And but it's been done. Teams have done this. I mean, they did it themselves when they in 2020, in weird conditions.
Yes.
They won. They had to go through the wild card themselves too. And
They
then the
won.
Braves really started to punch them in the face. And they rose from that. I mean, oh man, I had the nastiest article all drafted up in Dodgers Nation after Game 4. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. See, these are all types of things. Aeronautics bringing out all the stuff that just like, you don't know. So I'm going to go back. I'm not going to go back that far. It's going to hurt a little bit. But in 2022, the Dodgers were ahead of the Padres. They won by 22 games.
Mm-hmm.
and they were knocking the crap out of the Padres at the end of the season. I remember that was because I actually got a pass on one of those games. And who won? Won the Dodgers.
No.
So that's just those are facts. You don't know who's going to get hot. Who would have thought? Well, I was about to say who would have thought that the Diamondbacks would beat the Dodgers, but the Dodgers again had their pitching was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So I think this is an interesting thing, and I don't want to go too far because I want to try to stay optimistic. But if the Dodgers are one and done, there will be bigger changes than you might think, and I truly believe that includes one or two coaches. And when you say coaches, I think, at least for me, I hear hitting coaches. I just to be clear, I never understood the hiring of Van Scoyoc. The guy was a terrible junior college hitter. I'm sorry. The theories and all that stuff. Who's going to listen to that?
Right.
In the middle of a game, you go, "Hey, Van Scoyoc, what should I do?" Well, I don't know. I hit 100 and 150 at Bakersfield State. Literally, that's what he did.
Right.
Versus someone who's actually been there, done that. I think that's why Pryor is the main pitching guys, because he was really good, and before he got broke. And so I think that's legit. I would like to see in on the hitting coaching staff a major league hitter.
Mm-hmm.
That's just someone who been there, done that. I like that. That's why I like Guerin. He was a major league catcher. I still have his baseball cards from. I actually showed him one at one of those Fan Fest things.
I was just going to say exactly what Mr. Classic just said. Just think if JD Martinez was the hitting coach.
So perfect. Because he's one of those guys that buys into Von Scoyoc and all that stuff. He likes all that. And Craig blah blah blah. I can't remember his name. Longer last name. He's one of those gurus, right? But he also has truly been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
I think bring it. I think. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I think this is where it's at. If in the off season, let's see one more here. I think there's a lot to this right here. So I'll read it out loud. I believe Betts insisting on moving to shortstop, and we don't know the whole situation on that, but I think there's some of that to there. Led to bad position player decisions. Teo in right field, Conforto signing just messed with chemistry. Is frankly a bit arrogant of management. Concur on the arrogance. I see that sometimes. Justin Turner for hitting coach, maybe, but I just want somebody with some experience, with major league experience. They don't have to be, but I just as the number one hitting coach, like Pryor's the pitching coach. You can have all those other assistants that go, hey, what about this? What about that? All that little nerdy stuff, because I think you need both. And especially a guy like JD and Turner, who are both into that stuff. But there's got to be someone out there. Actually, I want Chase Utley on this coaching staff somehow.
I think they'll find, if it comes down to it and they get bounced, in the first round, then there's definitely going to be some changes, no doubt about it. There's going to be some player changes. There's also going to possibly be some coaching changes that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And where does that start at? Does it start at, the batting coaches? Does it start at, the coaches that are on the corner that overseeing the defense and overseeing the offense?
Yeah.
I think there's just gonna be some changes.
I'd like to see Woodward and Ebel switch on bases. I think Ebel's been fairly bad most of the year.
Yes.
So I'd like to see that. My only problem with Woodward, if you remember 2017 World Series, he heard no and said he was saying go, and Taylor heard no.
Yeah.
Like, oh, bro, that's not. Yeah, you get that's a miscommunication. Other than that, I never had real problems with Woodward. My favorite base coach of all time, though, was when they fired, I can't remember who they fired in 2015 with a month and a half to go, and they put Ron Renicky out there on the bases, and all of a sudden everything changed. And there was also around the time they had traded for Chase Utley, and so all the base running got a heck of a lot better. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll see. They're not obviously not going to make a change now. I think Norm. I think everyone should find their seat a little warm if they get eliminated.
Yeah.
That's okay. I have no problem with that. I like accountability. I think, well, back when you used to work, you were accountable all the time. I'm accountable all the time. Everyone who's on this thing that works is accountable to somebody. And,
Oh, definitely.
we go screw our job up, make a ton of bad decisions. We're going to, at least have to answer for it. Now, we don't know the inside, whatever the inside conversations are. Maybe, they bring these guys in and go, hey, what are you doing, man?
Well, I mean, and this just, kind of just proves the point also, you can, open the checkbook up and just start dumping money into all these players. They start going to have to perform.
Yeah.
That's there. And, when everybody was like, in the beginning of the year, and I get it while they were saying it, but I just never really understood it. It's like, yeah, you're building this big super team. You could build the biggest super team that you want, but you still have to perform,
Mm-hmm.
in situations, and you still have to have chemistry and synergy, in that locker room to be able to come out and produce at a high level for 162 games and do the best that you can.
I agree. And I'm wondering also, let's say you're a guy like Mickey Rowe, right? And you're producing pretty well, and Michael Conforto still gets more at bats than you. How does that calculate in your head? And if you're Freddie Freeman and you're going, man, I'm trying to build on my legacy, and they keep putting that Conforto out there, and he's not doing the thing. I mean, there's got to be something a little bit of mental that goes, are we trying to win?
Hmm.
Or I'll call him out, Alex Call a little bit. He strikes out. He had a few good games in Colorado. That dude strikes out way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much for a guy who's not supposed to strike out. Now, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the Dodgers said, hey, we want more power from you, versus, no, we brought you here for a reason. Go do your thing. Or maybe you know, who wouldn't be Alex Call would not be the first guy to try too hard to be, to do well at Dodger Stadium. There's a lot of pressure on that. Guys coming from a team that sucked. And yeah.
I
And
ki
you know,
I kinda buy into that a little bit, but, in some ways, I really don't. I mean, you're a professional athlete,
yeah.
you're supposed to perform at a high level no matter where you're at. I agree, within, like, the first couple of games, yeah, you're gonna have some nerves and, you're putting on probably the best uniform in all of baseball. You're playing in you're playing in front of 50,000 fans, that are cheering for their team, every single night and, scraping pennies just to get to the game, and and the fans expect a lot,
Mm.
and there's some pressure there. But after like 3 or 4 games, there, and you go on, I don't really buy that anymore. It's kind of like I'm not really buying this. You know, teams are playing the Dodgers like it's their World Series every game. I'm not really buying that excuse anymore either. I mean, this team is just not playing well. They're not playing good at all. They have no chemistry. There's no consistency that's there. They're making fundamental, mental errors, and they need to figure it out and figure it out pretty quick.
Well, and also another thing with Call is now all of a sudden he's not playing near as much as he was.
No.
That is a factor.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I'm going, well, can he do worse than our current left fielder? I mean, I don't think so. Might
No,
as
I
well
mean,
try it. I mean,
well, it's like we talked about earlier. Michael Conforto's not going anywhere. So they're going to play him. That's our and what Richard Flores is saying, right there is, hitters are swinging for. We've been saying that for the past 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know that there's really no balance in between, playing small ball and then having some sluggers that's there. There's no balance of that. You got
Yeah.
to have somebody who's going to be your leadoff hitter, and that's why I've never been a fan of Ohtani, you know, being leadoff. I think Mookie Betts should still be the leadoff, or put Hyesung Kim, in the leadoff position, Tommy Edman in the leadoff position. Somebody that's going to put the ball in play, get on base with some wheels, that can get from first to second or whatever, or score on a line drive that goes out into the gap, from first base.
Yeah.
Not somebody who's going to be going up there and and trying to hit 50 home runs at a time, and striking out, 3 or 4 times a night.
Yeah. Well, and Teo's batting higher, still too high in the lineup. I don't
Mhm.
care if Smith's not in there. He's just too high. But what do you do? I mean, we had Conforto batting fifth today. I
Again.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating. To be honest, I just based on potential and the way he seems to be swinging a bit, I might as well move rushing up a little bit. Um, but yeah, I can't wait to get Muncy and Edmund back. First of all, and we've talked about Muncy. The guy goes up there and just lives for quality at bats,
Mhm.
and he really sets a tone in there. And then Edmund, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Um, but because I'm just so concerned about his ankle, and if they're going to play him in the outfield, I think it's a huge mistake. Quan hasn't been very good since the trade deadline himself, but Quan would have been nice. They wanted the whole ship, and I don't think Quan's worth the ship. I just he's not worth the DePaula and Hope and Ferris type guy. That's what they were looking for, a huge deal. And then it kind of got messed up a little also with Cleveland, with Class A being literally suspended or put on administrative leave or whatever for the
Right.
gambling, because that's what you would have wanted to do, is try to make something happen with that. Um,
And the Dodgers didn't go into the season going, oh, the
yeah,
going into the All-Star break, we're gonna have to make all these changes because Max Muncy's hurt, Tommy Edmonds hurt, Hae-Sung Kim's hurt, this guy's, hurt and hurt and hurt, and it's just like they didn't expect that. And
yeah,
I think going into the All-Star break, just my own personal opinion on it, I think they're banking on Edman and Muncy and Hae-Sung Kim to come back and produce.
yeah,
Well, the only one that came back and producing and who's producing right now, in his rehab, the only person is Max Muncy.
yeah,
Tommy Edman is not producing.
yeah. Well, I don't worry about the production there as long as they stay healthy. Um, and sometimes the Dodgers do rush these guys back. But so I wanted Laureano. That's the guy I really wanted.
Hmm.
I thought he was a good mix. But the Padres gave up, what, 6 prospects to get O'Hearn and Laureano. And Laureano has been good. O'Hearn's, O'Hearn wouldn't have fit with us. Um, Still, Barnesy was captain Barnes for a reason. Yeah, there's something to that. But the future, you got to go. I have no problem with what they did with bringing up rushing.
Being in the clubhouse, at some of those times, I would say Miguel Rojas and Max Muncy are a bigger voice than Austin
Mm-hmm.
Barnes was.
Yeah, Barnesy was just that quiet captain.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just taking a quick look at some of these things. Yeah, and the Padres, I mean, they're so you think the Dodgers suck. Well, we've been 5-5 of the last 10, and then the Padres are 2-8 in the last 10. Holy smokes. Their pitching staff is in real trouble.
Yes.
So they made that trade for Freddie Freeman. He's kind of okay. Does a decent job, but he's still OPSing 650. But they gave up 2 starting pitchers for him. And that one guy, and the Dodgers faced him twice. Can't remember his name. Some guy I'd never heard of, but he did really well against the Dodgers twice. And now he's in Kansas City and dominating. And so they really screwed that one up. Prior PED suspension. It depends on how long ago it was. I mean, they traded for Yasmani Grandal, and he had a PED thing. So I think I think not near as much as they care about domestic violence. Let's see, we got all sorts of stuff in here. Randy Vasquez, who's that? Which one's he? Hepatitis C later is in the house, by the way. Yeah, I like Laureano. He plays a good baseball, hits the ball hard. He's got almost. Oh shoot! I just knocked a cord. There it is. Ooh, came back. You can't blame AJ Preller for trying, but dang, the Padres are killing themselves. Well, this is a good question. We don't know. Oh, there's the guy's name. Thank you. That guy,
Ryan.
He's been so good for the Royals, and he was good against the Dodgers twice. And thank you for that. Appreciate you, Padres.
Richard, they're saying that Will Smith is going to be out through the weekend at least.
Yeah,
and probably be back. Maybe next week.
Man, I just hope Dalton just makes his mark. Now's the time.
I actually see him, making his mark right now.
Yeah.
I think with Will Smith, he's gonna, you've interviewed him. His mentality, especially being down, when he was with Rancho and with, coming up through the minors, and how hard he works and how he studies the game. I think he's going to put it on himself, and he's going to show, the team, saying, "This is why you brought me up." And I think I'm hoping, but I really think that we're going to see a different Dalton rushing.
He was a couple inches away from hitting a home run in the third inning off of Skeens. And then he had another hit later. No, he didn't. No, that was the hit. But, he's 1 for 3, and he's doing okay. A tinfoil hat. I need to get my tinfoil hat back out. Being a sacrifice of bad July, August, and September. Maybe. I don't know, man. I just don't get it. See,
I watched it, Noah.
Which one was that?
Mookie's podcast.
I haven't seen it yet. Was it good?
It's pretty good.
Mookie does a great job with those podcasts. I have to admit it. I just think he's so good at it. Let's see. I don't know. So this is good. Did the Dodgers miss out on claiming the other Kim when he was waived by Tampa, or was it because Atlanta had first shot at him because of their record? Thought he would have helped the Dodgers. Yeah, I saw that, and I thought of the same thing, but I think Tampa did have first shot at him. And since it was waivers, there is an order, and when you do that, you pick up the money. And so I would have loved to have seen Ha-Seong Kim be a. I wanted them to sign him in the offseason. I love that guy. I think he's an excellent defensive player. But they're probably going to go with Mookie again at short next year is my guess.
Here's something for you normally, and this is what I brought up before
he was on to Atlanta. I'm sorry, Atlanta made the claim.
Yeah. So this is what I thought, before this season or last year. I wanted to see the Dodgers. God, why am I blanking on his name right now? Instead of picking up Roki Sasaki, I would have loved to seen them pass on him and pick up the guy from the Cubs, and I just forgot his name.
Imanaga?
Imanaga.
Yeah, I was an advocate of that. Well, I wanted them both because you can never have enough pitching, but it was like because that was in the middle of that was the same year they signed Yamamoto.
I wanted to see him pick them both up.
Yeah, I wanted the three samurais, man,
and pass on. I never in the beginning, I wrote articles on, thinking that the Dodgers should pick him up, but after his final year and going into his final year, I totally changed my opinion on him, and I don't think he would have been a good pickup for the Dodgers.
Yeah, well, it's a different one because Imanaga is 30. I mean, I still look at Sasaki as a prospect,
Mhm.
but I think he's a broken prospect. And I think he's probably going to have some type of surgery because you see people going, "Oh, the Dodgers broke him." He was already broke.
Yes.
I mean, he was
The Dodgers didn't do that. I mean, he was
yeah,
last year, I think he missed, 2.5 months on an undisclosed injury,
yeah,
to his, right forearm is what they were calling it. So, and then they never really gave an explanation. All the reports that I was reading and some of the things that I heard, over there is they never when, reporters would ask about it, they would always, shy away from it, and
yeah,
so and then that's when you seen when he came back, I think he pitched, like, 2 games where he was pitching 100 miles an hour, and then the final games of the regular season, he dropped all the way down to, like, 92, 93.
yeah. Well, so yeah, Yamamoto was number one out of Japan. We know that, and no one was a bigger advocate for Yamamoto than Mike. Mike was probably the first Dodger beat type reporter, not Dodgers beat, Dodger beat, who on the Dodger beat, who was on that. I think you were writing for that with Casey back in the day.
Well, Casey and I were writing
Yeah,
I we were both talking about Yamamoto and Sasaki before,
yeah,
so
yeah. So they kind of had that stuff for sure, but to have been able to get Yamamoto and Imanaga would have been cool. And then you could still get Roki for the IFA money. To me, it's no loss.
no, no, not at
It's
all.
just they didn't give up any players. Um, And I think, to be honest, I think it's still the best thing for Roki is to go with the Dodgers. But at the same time, if he's broken, he's broken. You can go get the surgery now. The Dodgers will take care of you. I think they really believe in him. But
Oh, yeah.
I guess he got shelled the other day,
Oh,
and
he got shelled bad.
yeah,
But it was only it was the first inning. He gave up, 2-run home runs, in the very first inning, and they were down 4, and then he had shut down baseball right after that. I
yeah,
mean, he came back, and again, I think he's injured. And my personal opinion is he will get some type of surgery, in the off season because his fastball is fluctuating so much,
yeah,
from inning to inning. He's going 91, 92, in one inning, and then the next inning he's throwing, 94, 95, and then the next inning he's, up to 97, 98, and then, his last inning he's dropped down to 92 again.
yeah,
So there's something wrong with his, in my opinion, there's something wrong with his arm that he may need to have some type of, surgery in the off season. But yeah, if he gets that, and he's able to recover from it, and I think we could see definitely, the pitcher that he was.
yeah.
Um,
Oh,
his
he was the guy that threw a perfect game and then took one into like the or the eighth inning of another game before they pulled him or something like that.
Mhm.
He's got stuff in there. But
the
yeah,
only
it's a matter of if he's hurt, he's hurt.
the only thing is, how if he does have it, how's it gonna, affect his splitter,
Yeah.
when he comes back.
Well, I mean, to be honest, doing this thing of trying to come back, it's pointless. Just if he needs surgery, just go get it.
Mhm.
Well, this next year, I'm ready for River Ryan and hopefully Gavin Stone. I'm more concerned about Gavin Stone because it is a shoulder.
Mhm.
River had his surgery in September, so it'll be 18 months by the time spring training rolls around for him. And so I'm excited about him. But I like both those guys so much. And they, like I said, when they both went down right around within like 2 weeks of each other, I almost quit this stuff. I just was like, what the heck are we doing here? These young kids are just about to burst out and they're breaking like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, yep, the Roki thing. Let's talk a little bit more about. Well, let's talk about some good stuff. We could talk a little bit more about Kendall George and gosh darn it, the
Ad,
Loons pitcher, my guy,
Adam Serwanowski.
Serwanowski. Thank you,
Mhm.
Craig Osterberg in the house. So Serwanowski got what pitcher of the month, and then
Yes.
Kendall got player of the month
Yes.
in the Midwest League, and Serwanowski came along with that catcher, Ratfart or whatever his name is. Where did it go? I know. It's you know what I
I
remember
can't pronounce his last name.
I remember making fun of my dad just kind of under the breath because he couldn't say as he was kind of my age at the time. He couldn't say like Ben Roethlisberger. He would go
Oh,
Rothelberger, and I would go, oh shoot, it's happening to me. You lose. I can't remember. Yeah. Well, he came in that same trade, right? And
yes.
we also got Ricky Gervais's brother Paul, um, even though they spell their last name differently. Um, so that's still love the Hunter Freddie trade, um, e- even though kind of would like to have Hunter at least for a week, but he not like he's turning heads in Tampa himself.
Hmm.
But it was a good trade, and we got Serwanowski.
Yes.
All right, Serwanowski. Yeah.
Awesome pitcher.
Rortvet, there it is. Rortvet. Ratfart Rortvet. Oh, Donnie boy, thank you again. I just need to. I'm going to put a star on that one, and I'm going to actually take a note. Rortvet. Casey's going to disown me. Why is Casey going to disown me? Because I can't say Rortvet. Casey, I think Casey already disowned me, man. No, I
Well,
haven't talked to him a bit.
for the month of August, Serwanowski went 4-0.
Uh-huh.
He had a 1.55 ERA, and he led the league, with 37 strikeouts in 29 innings, and he held opponents to a .173 average. In today's game when he pitched, he went 95 pitches, had 63 strikes. He pitched 5.1 innings. He did give up 2 earned runs, and 2 walks, but he had 7 Ks.
Yeah.
So, and then he was the first pitcher, coming from Daytona to the Loons, and the fastest one to hit 100 strikeouts for the season.
Nice. Oh yeah,
So,
that's right. He was in the same league.
yes.
Yeah, that's right. So
So,
I mean, it's great. I mean, he just even though he's not the same type of pitcher as Jackson Ferris, you just get that same type of vibe. It's like, wait, we got a really good pitching prospect.
mhm.
And so Michael Bush was actually a legit prospect, when he was traded. And
Yes.
so happy for him. Just no spot. Despite the fact I said, try him in left, try him here. Yeah, they just never did it. They made those choices. But they got 2 really good prospects for him. And we don't know how those prospects will work out. But it's kind of great for them. And then to trade Hunter Fiducia to get 3 players, like what the heck? How do we pull that one off?
Mhm.
So it's the weirdest. It was the weirdest trade deadline. They did great for the future, not so good for the now. I mean, I'm Brock Stewart. I don't. I think he's the way they're talking, reading the tea leaves. He's done for the year, I think.
Yes.
So not counting on that.
I'd say the only one who is MLB ready right now for 2026 is you've already seen him is Alex Freeland,
Yeah.
because this organization will not give Ryan Ward a chance. So he will be gone at the end of the year when he goes to free agency if another team picks him up. So yeah.
All we are saying is give Ryan Ward a chance.
Yeah. Oklahoma doesn't really have like a whole isn't I don't know, it's a weird team to me. I think
Yeah.
the real solid teams right now are Rancho and the Loons.
Yep.
Tulsa has really picked it up, and they've turned their season around in the second half to where they're actually, have a possibility to make the playoffs this year. After having a horrible first half,
Yeah.
they're just killing it, in the second half. Um, it seems like Oklahoma has, ever since all this, you know, uh, taking here, giving back there, and taking players and they're not coming back, it just like ended their season. They have like zero consistency anymore. Their pitching staff is not very good. They lead the league in walks, and they have led the league in walks, all year long. Um, Copen or yeah, I think it's Copen. He hasn't. He's just he started off pretty well, but now he hasn't, done very good. And so yeah, it's I don't see a whole lot, and DePaula, has the plate discipline to handle the jump up next year. Yeah, he does. But I'm not real too keen and heavy on DePaula right now, because he seems like he's got the lazy play now. There's just the last two games, especially today, there were hard hit balls to him that he's dropped,
Mm.
that he should have gotten. So, and he's when he steals, second base, it doesn't seem like he's running at 100%. He's just going at like 80, 85, maybe 90%. And he's getting thrown out. So um, I'm gonna I'm gonna do something that I haven't done yet. Is at the end of the season, I'm gonna do like a ranking of the prospects, and it's gonna look a
Ooh.
lot different um, than what they're ranked at right now.
So
But that's
I just did notice, speaking of former prospects, Bobby Miller gave up a grand slam homer in the ninth to lose the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's just
Dang it.
and then look what Ryan Pepio did today.
What'd he do? Nail it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think the Rays were smart enough. They knew it.
yeah,
They knew something. Whoa. I just lost a light. I just kicked the light over. It fell over. Yes. I mean, I think this is a 2022 said a lot for me. I thought, you know, guys like Cartaya, and I don't know what the deal was. We never know how the trades are working out, how
hmm
other people feel about other guys, but for some of these guys, they're gonna have to make some moves anyway in
yeah,
in the offs. They got to move some of these outfielders, and they just got to pick the right ones. And if Zaire Hope is really getting close to 200 Ks at Great Lakes, is that true?
yeah. He's not doing very well.
Hey, so
You know,
we already might have missed that window.
and again, is it complacency? I don't
You know,
I don't know.
I
You
push.
can't you can't go to the futures all-star break and be the MVP and come back and perform there's you know DePaula has it. I mean, he's
Mhm.
there. It's I don't know if it's the coaching, it's the mentality, or what, or his head's getting big. I don't know what it is. You
Yeah,
know, I've met the kid at spring training. He's a real nice kid.
yeah.
He's very friendly, and spent time with him when he was with Rancho.
Mhm.
Just a super nice guy. And like Craig saying, Kendall George is doing way better right now than DePaula and Zaire Hope.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and Kendall, like we talked about earlier, he's responding to the coaching, which is good to see.
Hmm
Because last year they kept him at Rancho the whole year, which I was a little surprised about. But he really didn't do anything to absorb that, to do that. Um, he just did it this time. Let's see. Wonder if bringing back anxiety triggered this roster wide malaise. Bad juju. Well, they brought him later. I'm not going to put anything on Zaidi. He's there, but This is I don't know what, some would say arrogant, some would say complacency, some would say just they just blew it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Just kind of
when you
gross.
when you look at the Loons, they have the whole team is basically tapped out with
Yeah.
top 100, top 30 prospects, that's on the team, and who would you think would be the home run leader of the Loons right now?
Yeah.
It's not Zaire Hope, it's Jake
No,
Geloff. It's Jake Geloff.
Fields Geloff, good, but he's only hitting 216. I need more from him too. God.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
he's leading the team in home runs.
Yeah.
He's the one who tied the game up and could have won it for him. When Zaire Hope came out and he hit two weak ground balls and struck out, two times with bases loaded.
Yeah. Oh, he's ready for the major leagues for this team.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dodger Blue 82 says you don't see the team repeating. I hope you're wrong too. I have faith. It's not as much as I had, but then again, I didn't have a ton of faith going into the postseason last year. I'll admit it. Going into the postseason, I thought the Padres were a better team. I was
Mhm.
not going to be surprised if the Padres won. The Dodgers found something. And so it's not too late. It's only late when you're heading off to Cancun. Yeah, Zaidi helped build a really good team. He helped build. Thing is, his problem was he wouldn't spend the money, but he with Zaidi, he helped build that 2017 team, and that team should have won. They should have won it despite the cheating, but without the cheating, they win easy. They win it in 5 probably. Yeah, Farhan's a special advisor. I saw him at spring training. I actually met him once personally. He's kind of a nice guy, but a guy, hey, played little league. That's as high as he played baseball. So I always kind of wonder about some of those guys. It's kind of like well, you look at when the Browns hired the guy who was the main thing of Moneyball. They tried to hire him as their GM for football. He had no football experience. And even the Dodgers had that guy, right? He was their GM for a bit. He was terrible because they don't understand that there's more to it. Freeman actually played shortstop at Tulane. So he got at least further. But you walk up to Farhan or to Andrew Friedman. He's not that big. He's just not a big guy, and so he probably got as much out as he could of his talent as he could, but and moved on. But I just think that I like a mixture. I don't mind the nerds. I think,
Mhm.
and that's why I still like when a Chase Utley's around or a Bob Guerin or even a Mark Pryor or a Rick Honeycutt, just to go, hey, I did something. And Doc even, Doc obviously was a solid major league player. They've been there, done that. So I like some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And the Yankees are still second in their division. Yeah.
I think the team's going to make the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of what Richard Flores is saying. The only thing that keeps his hope up is the starting pitching.
Mhm.
Yes, we're going to be going into the playoffs. Hopefully, with a healthy, starting pitching staff. But again, the offense. What's different from last year? We didn't have that great of pitching, but our offense pretty much carried. You know,
Mhm.
you got to score runs to win. Scoring 1 or 2 runs in the first 3 innings and not doing anything after that, you're not going to win anything.
Yeah, there's been games where they start off, they're after the first 3 hitters, there's 2 runs in, they don't do anything the rest of the game.
Hmm.
So we talked about this a little bit on My concern with Pages isn't necessarily metrics. he needs to not be a knucklehead on the base paths or in the batter's box. He needs to get better at that. And I think if he doesn't change in that, the Dodgers will move him.
Yes.
And so it's really a lot of it's on him. He just got to figure that out. I like the guy, and I like the fact he's a Dodger, but don't be surprised if it would not shock me if he's moved. But it also depends on what they really plan on doing. Some of it with Mookie. I mean, Pages, to be honest, he's a better right fielder than Mookie right now. His arm is stronger, faster. Mookie's lost a step. The thing is, Mookie in right field does everything you're supposed to do. He knows how to pick up the ball correctly and put himself in an earlier position to make a better throw. Sometimes you see Pages kind of a little off, trying not making a throw correctly because he doesn't have his feet in the right position. So they got to fix some of that stuff. That just has to be cleaned up. But Mookie knows how to play. He knows how to play baseball, and I think he's done a good job at shortstop, but not as good as he has made some fundamental mistakes out there. But that's expected.
I think you would see a different a different Andy Pages if Mookie actually spent time with him, because he's too immersed in honing his craft. Who's his mentor right now?
Teo.
Is Teoscar Hernandez. So he's getting all of his information from him. He's a major league player. He's a right fielder. I'm not trying to bash on the guy, but when you have, an all-star like Mookie Betts, mentoring the kid, I think his outcome would be a little bit different.
Yeah, and there is obviously a language issue there. I mean,
yeah,
I've tried to talk to Pages. It doesn't work. I just don't know how good his English is, but I really can't get much out of him.
It's better now than what it was.
Yeah, I believe it should better be. But those are things that he's still a young man growing and all that type of stuff. So I want him to improve. I want to keep guys that we have from the farm system. So I don't plan on getting rid of him, but I just think sometimes that stuff's contagious. Just like I think having a left fielder that's hitting 180 all frickin' season and you don't do anything about it, I think that impacts the team. I really do. I think it impacts your mentality. I think it, and I think having people, that we had a game a few days ago where fundamentally they just blew up. I mean, Freddie screwing up on the bases, Mookie, Kike not sliding, Mookie being way out of position. He couldn't even tell him to slide, even though he shouldn't have had to. And at the same time, you had Pages doing stupid things on the base, but swinging after ball 8, coming up and swinging, grinding double plays and stuff, just bad baseball. And so some of that I think is a little contagious, and it's like, I don't know. But there's room for improvement.
Definitely.
And it's up to him. Does he want to be a Dodger? Then, dude, get it together.
Clean it up.
Yep. And if Teo's too mellow, now I know they're both Christians and they hang out a lot. And but Teo's an established major leaguer, and he's had a lot of success, and hopefully he can hopefully he can rub off better, but he needs to make sure he's setting a good example out there too. I think some of it with Teo, I still think there's some timidity. There's also some like, man alive, dude. What are you doing, man? And I think some of that it just shows more in right field than left field, it seems, this year.
Yes.
I mean, there was enough in left, but I just think right field you need more mobility, and we'll see what happens.
It's going to be interesting, especially when Tommy Edman comes back to see, what changes are going to happen, and who's going to be sitting the bench, and is there going to be a shift? Who knows?
Right.
It's going to be interesting to see, what the minds in the front office are thinking, when these things start coming back.
Some of these things are funny. Yeah. I think that because I still that one of the things that I think is a truth is that Kike Hernandez will start in the postseason, and I think it's going to be in left or center.
Yes.
And so, just I'm waiting for that. And put it this way, I couldn't in good conscience go, I'm starting game one against whoever. Let's just say it's the Mets. I think that's how it lines up right now. I don't care if it's a lefty or righty. Kike Hernandez is in left field over Michael Conforto. It's not even close.
I would agree with that.
Ooh. So I'm gonna bark back a little bit on this, Mr. Classic. I don't think he's a weak person, mentally weak. I mean, the guy, he had success in New York. That's a tough place to play. He actually had multiple home runs in one game in the 2015 World Series. I just think that this doesn't work. I don't know what it is. I have a feeling he would go to another team and do better. I don't know why. Yeah, Conforto with 2 hits bought himself another week. I know, probably another rest of the season. Hopefully not into October. See, this is Noah. This is what I've been saying. If Teo misplays a ball in left field, a single just turned into a double. If he misplays a ball in right, a single turns into a triple.
Yep.
Very true. And there's just so many of those dunkers, from right-handed batters that he just can't get to. Oh no, this is blasphemous.
Jeez.
Probably not right now.
Wow.
Rogers, hey, at least he kept it clean.
Yeah. I like that.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean the Conforto. It's old. This has been such a long season in that way of just. Oh man.
Truthful, just my own personal opinion. I think this team is tired.
Oh yeah.
They had a 2024 season
Mm-hmm.
to where they had to go to Korea
Yep.
and play and start early.
Mm-hmm.
And then they played and go through the playoffs, go to the World Series, and get, 3 months off,
Mm-hmm.
and come back and start spring training. And everybody would, because I was there when pitchers and catchers reported, the whole team was there.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't just pitchers and catchers.
Well,
It was the whole team.
That's how they roll.
And then they go to Japan this time, and I just think that they're tired.
They literally only had 4.5 months off between the last game of this 2024 season and the first real game of 2025. That's insane. So and we talked about that the previous one, but later I did that calculation in my head. It's like, oh my gosh, their last game was October 30th, and their first game was what, like March 18th or something like that.
Yeah.
Come on, it's just not right. But next year it's not going to be that way, and it's very possible that they do get knocked out early this year. Which, if you recall, the ugly team up north, the Frisco Giants. I won't say though. I know they don't like that. The Gigantes, they won every other year, and I think they almost said they kind of read that because they really didn't go far in those middle ones. Let's see. Okay. Richie's asking serious questions.
I'll let you go first.
All right. Serious question. With 20 games left, do we turn this around? Regular off season in 2025. Well, yeah, they will have a regular off season. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully they still go into October. I think Okay, just odds. I say that on paper they should win the World Series, but I think the odds are probably. It's probably still high. I'm gonna say 25% chance we're having a parade again.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts?
I would say they start to turn around and they start getting some momentum, especially when Muncy comes back. I think
Number
that's gonna be
13.
I think that's gonna be a big thing is when Muncy comes back. I think you're gonna see this team turn it around a little bit. But I want to see them go to the World Series. I think that would be great and win it back to back. But my personal opinion is I think we get bounce in the NLCS.
Yeah, if they're gonna get bounced, I want it to be bounced early. I'm just being honest to give them more of that break and piss themselves off a little bit.
Mhm.
I think they learned a lot for 2024. After getting bounced like they did. Um, yeah, that's quite a lineup right there. We need that. We need all those guys healthy. With Kim on the bench, Rojas on the bench, probably Conforto on the bench, and then also, Dalton Rushing. I think that's
Mhm.
not a bad bench. It's a better bench than last year's bench because last year's bench we had CT3 and we had Barnes. And Barnes, they didn't even play those guys hardly at all. Even though Taylor did play some good second base for them. He
He
played
did.
played again in that clincher against the Mets. He had a couple hits and but really didn't do anything in the World Series. And Barnes didn't even get a chance. So the bench I think will be better. It's just is our lineup going to start clicking? I don't know. It's like I said, this is a lot of things are not clicking, and so it's just a matter of But there's times last year. I mean, when is okay? We're going to answer this in a minute. I do want to answer this one, but last year there was times when that bullpen was terrible. Kopech helped solidify it again, but Evan Phillips was off and on. He kept getting hurt. He
Mhm.
had some moments where he couldn't get people out. So their bullpen wasn't as strong as it, the bullpen has the potential to be stronger this year than it was last year, especially if Trinan keeps getting better. Now, have you seen Kyle Hurt yet?
Me?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna pitch tomorrow.
Okay. That's one of those things. It's one of the, I know the odds are low, but you never know. I just
I
like
really
I like the option.
I think it would be an option, but it's not a guarantee. I seen him pitch,
Right.
in Arizona, and he looked, pretty decent. But I'm waiting for tomorrow to see, what he's going to look like. I'm not positive, but I think he's going to pitch tomorrow.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
Um, so I mean, and just to go even last year when they were running out of pitching, if they would have somehow lost game 5, they probably would have they had 2 options of pitchers available, and it was either Tony Gonsolin or Joseph Jose Kelly.
Mhm.
That was it. This year, they're gonna have like 4 or 5 other options to go, "Oh, because they easily could have put Hudson on because he was done. He was. They would have put him probably on the list and activated Kelly or Gonsolin. Which probably would have needed Gonsolin because Bueller might have been down. But we got lucky last year with that.
Mhm.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness the Yankees didn't play good fundamental baseball. Hint, hint. Dodgers of 2025. Um, but I still think they're pitching. We have enough. We have the quantity and quality. It's just, did you see? I think I texted you about our diet, Fabian, writing the article about Tanner Scott, about him throwing too many strikes and
Oh,
not
s the
walking
what
enough guys.
what you've been saying for forever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Connor McGinnis denied that they've messed with him, but then there was a little bit of weaviness in there, maybe. But
Well,
I think
he's
Tanner
even
Scott knows,
commented on it though.
huh?
He's even commented on it though.
Yeah. Well, Tanner Scott was interviewed for it, and he's like, yeah. So hopefully, I mean, because the pitches that he's those pitches, I think there's a lot of people that could hit those home runs that have been hit. They're just right down the middle. They're going
Mhm.
fastball. Here it comes. So walk a couple extra guys. I don't care. Just don't blow those freaking games like he's been doing.
And that's what I don't understand. If they wanted to fix Tanner Scott from walking people, why are they not fixing Blake Snell? Because that's his MO.
Yeah, it was. Well, he got in too many walks at the beginning of the game. Today, he walked it one in the first 2 innings. Um, and
Yeah,
then
but
he
Blake
just started grooving the ball. I don't know. He just gave in. It felt like.
but Blake Snell has always said, "I'd rather walk somebody than give up a home run."
Yeah,
You know, so why are they trying to fix Tanner Scott?
I don't know. It
I've
doesn't make
never really
sense.
got that.
And whatever pressure Tanner Scott felt on that, just go do what you do. If you're gonna put it this way, if you're gonna fail your way, not someone else's way.
Mhm,
That's the worst, right? To go, hey, don't go with what you think is best. Go with what someone who doesn't know you. I mean, really, they don't know him, relatively speaking. They're learning, obviously.
mhm.
People are trying to build the trust list of the bullpen. It's definitely Trinan. I think Vesia when he's back. Did you what you wrote an article about Vesia? I didn't get a chance to read it.
Yeah, he looked good.
Can
He
you comment on that?
so, yeah, let me just bring something up real quick. Uh, he looked solid. It
Good.
doesn't look like he was, um, any struggling in any way. He just came out and what did he pitch? He got, struck out he didn't really strike out. He got soft contact on the first batter, struck out the second batter, and a fly out for the third batter. And he had 19 pitches with 11 strikes, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't give up any hits, no earned runs. He didn't walk anybody, and he had the 1K. His fastball got up to 95, but was
Okay.
sitting at 92, 93, and his slider was at 84, 86, and his changeup was about 83, 84.
Yeah, and I just think that he was tired. I think this is a good excuse to get him off his feet, get him a nice break, and I think he's going to be really important. I
Oh
think
yeah,
in terms of trust, I think people are saying Bond is second. I don't think Bond is second. I think he's about fourth or fifth.
yeah, yeah. I don't have too much faith in Bonda,
Yeah,
not
he
this
has his
year.
moments, but and it's really cool how his story. But yeah, my trust tree is not as high on him. But I think it's Trinan and Vesia, and then I'm not sure after that.
Yeah,
Um,
mine's Triton Vesia, Jack Dryer, and and then I'll probably put in Casparius and then Bonda.
yeah, and Ben, I thought someone said he was throwing something that moved the other way. Little was it
Mhm.
two seamer
Yeah,
or a changeup or something or a sinker? That's good because every all of his pitches lean one way.
and and I'm just gonna go out on a limb. I th
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna say I think he's just gonna blow everybody off and just say, "I'm gonna do it my way in the playoffs," and he's gonna be the Tanner Scott that we've all been looking for.
Yeah, oh, I hope so. I really do. Ooh, I kinda like this, the Kershaw 3000K bobblehead. Hey, what date's that?
That's one of the days that I asked you to get me the thing on.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wait, which one what'd you send me?
It was, I think this Saturday for the Rancho game.
I didn't get it.
Oh, really?
Text me or email?
I texted it to you.
Oh my gosh, let me look. Oh my gosh, I need to make sure I get let's see.
Yeah, Rancho this Saturday, Friday the 19th, and Saturday the 20th for the Giant series.
Shoot, when did you send that?
That was on Monday.
Oh man. Oh boy, I better get it going. Right. Yeah, I'll be out. So yeah, we'll try to get you the Giants game. I know he's got some things he wants to get to, so I'll start lining that stuff up. I'm gonna contact what Saturday for the Quakes was that what it was?
Yeah, Saturday.
I'm gonna ask just for you to just say I want Mike to be eligible for all the things if he can. If he could get you, maybe he can get you a year pass. I don't know, just to finish it off.
Yeah, because I want to be there for the playoffs and all
Yeah,
that
and
too.
I'll CC you on it, so you can just contact him directly. I'll
Okay.
talk to Mike and go, Mike Salas is now working with me. Please give him, let him request passes also, but we'll get that initial request in for Saturday, and yeah, I'll do that like ASAP.
Mhm.
That's yeah. Oh, that's a big day. They're doing like that player autograph thing or something like that. That looks kind of good.
Saturday? Yeah.
Yeah, Norm, have a good one, dude.
Have a good night, Norm.
Someone needs to give me one. Someone needs to give me a Kirsch bobbleheads, man. I need that. I did. I don't know. My son, younger son, got me a Kershaw 3000K T-shirt. It's awesome.
Mm.
It's really sharp. I'm almost afraid to wear it. It's gorgeous. Actually, I'm going to take a picture of the chat so I don't forget. There we go. Man, go to Vegas. I don't know if we can get that. Vegas, was it Gale?
What's that?
No. It wasn't Gale. It was Sarah Miller. She was trying to go, to get passes to OKC. She worked with Quakes last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Just no luck. They were just kind of crappy to her.
Really?
They wouldn't even get back to her and stuff. So we'll try. Um,
Well, I was kind of expecting Oklahoma to be in the playoffs in Vegas, but they're not going to make it. They went all the way from first to fourth.
oops.
Yeah.
Oops. Well, it'll be interesting I'm trying to figure. I need to go to at least one last Quakes game. So I'm just sorry, folks, for conducting a little business, but my brain just remembered things. So September 18th is that Ontario introduction thing. They're
Oh,
going to do the naming and stuff, and I have a contact now. Do you
okay.
want? I'll email you and I'll CC, or I'll email them and I'll CC you on it
Okay.
and say we're interested in that. The thing is, that's a day before I get on a big plane. Um,
Yeah,
so
I'll go. I'll go.
yeah, one of us should at least go, but I'd like both of us, if we can, we just got to get in with them.
Hmm.
That's our new people. It's kind of weird because Mike's been so good to me.
I'll put on my hat to when I used to talk to the county council
Mm-hmm.
and city councilmen. So
There you go. There you go.
I can politic pretty good.
Good. It's like, we'll be there. We'll get a chance, just a chance to start doing that type of stuff, and it'd be good. So, folks, there is a cool thing on September 18th for the Ontario baseball team. They're going to reveal their name.
Mm.
Um, they called their stadium though the OTR. I guess it's the aircraft or airport code. Kind of okay.
Hmm.
Whatever. But I don't know. I hope it has something to do with the motor speedway that was there. I actually went to the Ontario Motor Speedway in 1972. I think it was the Miller High Life 500 won by AJ Foyt.
Ooh.
Mark Donahue raced in that. Richard Petty, of course. Bobby Allison. It was cool. We need a Clint guest appearance. I haven't talked to. Yeah, I need to text. I haven't been with Clint. I need to get. So funny, man. I was hanging out with my wife's cousin. He's a huge fan of Doug, DN, and everything like that. So I gotta get back on there. He goes, man, where I don't see you on Doug anymore. Where are you at?
Mhm.
I'll try to get. Yeah, I haven't talked to. Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting with this postseason. It's got to, hopefully they can at least show some signs of life before the playoffs start.
I think they are. I think this team's going, surprise. I'm not going to. I think they're going to surprise us all.
Good. Yeah,
Before
there's no
before the
reason not.
playoffs.
I mean, just I know people are like, it's not that easy. Oh,
And then everything's going to be, sunshine, roses, and unicorns once again for everybody.
let's hope so. We want, bad. To be honest, bad press does sell. I don't need that kind of selling. We want to
Yeah.
we want to celebrate. We want wins. We want to go to the parade. We want to cover more World Series this and World Series that. That's where it's at.
Hmm.
And I could buy more tacky gold jerseys, I guess. I don't know. Modesto Nuts, yeah, moving into San Manuel Stadium. Yep, 66ers to Lone Mart. 3 teams with minutes, which that's pretty cool. Hepatitis, DMAC is awesome. It's it, yeah.
But
Oh,
the Nuts are going to be a independent team.
really?
Yes.
Oh, but they're not gonna be in the California League though, right?
No. No.
Yeah.
They're in. I can't remember what they call it. It's something like some type of independent team.
Okay. Well, at least they're still gonna keep going.
Yeah.
That's good. And then did you hear the thing about Long Beach trying to get a minor league team?
Yes.
What
It,
what
I
are we
j-
hearing?
I just heard that they were looking at it, but that's all that I heard.
Okay. Richie, you ever hear anything about that for Blair Field?
The thing that I wish would happen is with this new stadium in Ontario, they would move the AAA team in there and send the low A team to Oklahoma.
Or the low A team to Long Beach?
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, that's because like the Giants, they got things as close as possible,
Mhm.
which
A
I
lot
think
of teams do.
yeah, and locking in like they did with Oklahoma and Tulsa. Now that wasn't initially, I think that was originally done before the new management.
Mhm.
Um, but I just like that OKC Express would be a lot better if it was the Ontario Express. Like,
Mhm.
oh, get in your car. It's kind of like how cool it is that, these Dodger players, they just get in their car, go from their really hot place, really cool, best, nice places in LA, and just drive right out to the stadium and bring one of their trainers and do their thing and everything like that.
Yeah.
Pioneer League. Pioneer League, is that an affiliate league though, Richie? Because I know there's a Pioneer League, but I don't know if that's still everything kind of changed after 2020 when they moved things all around. Just wondering if there's still a, there was a Pioneer League, but that might have been like a rookie league or something like that. Um, yeah. I, I was leaving my car. You saw it from
Yeah.
Noah. I was leaving that alone.
Yeah, that's why I
Uh,
laughed.
I'm leaving that alone.
Yeah.
They're Indie League. Okay.
Okay.
Indie League. Fine. Good. Let's get, baseball's a great sport. The more baseball we can have, the better. And who knows who show up. I remember back, like in 2004, 2005 or something, there was some type of a independent league team here, and Ricky Henderson was on it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Ricky. Miss Ricky. I'm still shocked that he passed. I was like, what? Ricky?
Yeah.
No. No. So all right. Anything else?
I'm good.
I'm just trying to recover from working too much, man.
I don't have that problem anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. All right, man. Well, let me hey, keep pinging me tomorrow because
Yes.
so that I will submit and send the emails and everything else.
I'll talk to you offline
Okay.
when we get end this.
I'm tired and
Yeah.
I know tomorrow's gonna suck too. So, yeah, just hit me up tomorrow, and we'll whatever, right? We'll get it done.
Okay.
Get her done. All right, cool. Well, anything else? Any last?
Just grateful to, like I said, start this new partnership with you. It may be a little slow in the beginning, but once we get up and running and get things going, I hope the consistency, that we're going to show everybody in the chat and our numbers will grow a little bit. So I'm just looking forward to that. I love the interaction, with the chat. It's been awesome. It always has been, the times that I've come on here before. So thank you for that, the folks in the chat. So yeah.
Well, no, we're only going to talk about you anyway. No, there's no that. I met Noah.
It's
So,
private
yeah,
stuff. No, I can't.
yeah, no, I've met Noah with Clint stuff.
No, I'm not going to be talking about that.
No, yeah,
No.
love you, Noah. Appreciate you, man. Carlos, good to see you. Yeah, for me, I probably would have called you and said, "Hey, let's do something on Tuesday," but I literally worked 14 hours that day, and that would not have been a good show, at
Yeah,
least on my side.
that's fine.
Yep. But that'll be over soon. I think yeah, we'll talk more. We're just getting then there's Richie, we talk about you all the time, man.
Maybe Richard Flores and I will get on here and do a duo together at some point.
You can. You just gotta get your beat button out, man.
I know.
But okay, cool, folks. Thanks everybody. Let's see. Do you want to you do the first part, and then I'll do the second part. All right, you gonna try that? You remember the first part?
I done. I've been having,
GB.
oh,
Yeah. All right, you got it.
I got it.
Go
God
for it.
bless everybody and
Go Dodgers. Thanks everyone. Appreciate y'all. I guess got to find the exit button here. End stream.